Hello students, welcome to online classes of Shri Mahavir International School. The next chapter of your science, that is microorganism. Students, in first chapter we discussed about the crop production, okay? But the second chapter of your science is microorganism. First of all, we will understand that mean of microorganism. So if we separate that micro from the organism, so simply what is the mean of micro? Micro means the tiny organism. Tiny organism means the organism which we cannot with the naked eyes, which we cannot see with the naked eyes. By using microscope we are able to see that organism. So such type of organism which cannot be seen by the naked eyes are called what? Microorganism. So these are very tiny. So in this chapter what we will discuss? First we will discuss about the types of microorganism. Okay, there are different types of microorganism and they have been categorized in different categories like the virus, bacteria, fungi, etc. And these microorganisms are harmful as well as what? Useful. Yes, these are useful also. What are the harmful effects? What are the useful effects? We will discuss in this chapter. As I told you, the harmful microorganism, then food preservation. As we have studied in earlier classes that how the food spoil due to the presence of a fungus, due to the presence of bacteria and microorganism, the food gets what? Spoiled. Then how can we prevent that food from getting spoiling? So this method is called the food preservation. We will talk in this chapter, and then we will discuss about the nitrogen cycle, that how the amount of nitrogen which is present in our atmosphere in form of gas, and how it convert into the soluble form, water soluble form. So this cycle is called the nitrogen fixation. In earlier classes I have taught you by the lightning and by some rhizobium bacteria the nitrogen fixation can take place. So students, previous connect, in earlier class what we have studied, microorganisms are found everywhere, on land, in water, air, food, our body. Yes, everywhere, on every surface you can see the presence of microorganism, but not through your naked eyes. You will have to use the microscope. So the presence can be seen on the land, in water, in air, in food, and our body. Yes, students, you are just surprised to see this, that our body, yes, in our body, inside and outside, the presence of a microorganism. And some of them, these are harmful, and some of them are what? Useful. Some microorganisms are useful to us while some are harmful. You have learned that a bacterium called the rhizobium fixes atmospheric nitrogen. Students, recently I have told you that nitrogen fixation can be taken by using the microorganism what? Rhizobium bacteria, which present in the root nodules of leguminous plants. And what they do? They provide nitrogen to plants. Yes, that rhizobium helps to convert the atmospheric nitrogen into the soluble form, water soluble form. And on other hand, some microorganism causes disease in human. Yes, some microorganisms are there and they are responsible for causing disease. Students, have you heard that HIV and different disease, these are causing by different microorganisms? So we will talk in this chapter. So the world is full of different types of living organisms. There are some organisms that are too small to be seen by the naked eyes, and these tiny living things that can only be seen under a microscope are called microorganism or simply microbes. Yes, they are found everywhere and can even survive in extreme condition, ice cold climate to hot spring. Students, you will surprise to see this thing that virus and different microorganism that can survive in extreme cold condition and extreme hot condition. So they can survive in almost all type of habitats. So the science which deals with the study of microorganism is called the microbiology. Microbiology means a study in which we study about the life of microorganism and how they produce and how they spread the disease, so on. Some microorganisms are useful as to while the some causes the disease. Disease causing microorganisms are called the pathogens. Students, if someone asks you what do you mean by the pathogens, so you will say the disease causing microorganism which can cause the disease are called the pathogens. That may be bacteria, fungi, virus, whatever. Here is an activity, students. In this activity you will see the presence of microorganism in the air. Students, I told you the presence of microorganism can be seen in air, in water, on land and everywhere. So here we are going to talk about the presence of microorganism in air. For this we have to take the help of this activity. In this activity what we will do, take a slice of bread and moisten it. Slice of bread. Have you eaten the bread? Okay, make can you form some slides by this bread? Yes, by cutting this bread between and moisten it. Place it in a warm place for 2 days. You will observe the greenish patches on the bread. With the help of needle, take a little of this grayish patch and spread it on the glass slide in drop of water and observe under microscope. You will see the structure of shown here. Students, in this activity what you have done, what you have to do, you have to take a bread, okay, simply bread, and you have to spring some water, okay, on it, and then you have to put in a warm place, and you can see say here in a sunny day, because the growth of microorganism is depend on the presence of a moisture, food, as well as the warmth. So here we are going to provide the suitable condition for the microorganism for production. So here the suitable condition has been provided for the microorganism. Then here, after 2-3 days, we will see the presence of some grayish patches. Okay, let me zoom it. Here students, you can see the grayish patches are present. With the help of microscope, if you will see, then you will find such structure, and these structure are called what? Fungi, fungus, and ultimately we can say these structures are called microorganism. So students, in this activity, what we have understood that the growth of microorganism can take place on a surface when the presence of moisture, warmth, and food is there. There is another activity, students. To show the presence of microorganism in water, collect some pond water and put a drop of it on a glass slide. Observe the slide under the microscope. You will see the microorganism floating in it. Students, you have to take a drop of pond water. Pond water, that is a type of a stagnant water. Okay, so when you will take a drop of that pond water on a glass slide, okay, for example you have taken here, and with the help of a microscope, you will observe that drop. For example, person is here, okay, and observing that drop of water which you have taken from a pond, you will find some organism and the moving and dead organisms in that water droplets. So these are called what? Microorganism. So students, further, microorganisms are also divided and categorized in different types. So here we are going to discuss about the types of microorganism. Microorganism can be classified into 5 groups. In first group, we will discuss about the bacteria. Second one, we will discuss about the fungi. Actually, these are the group. Okay, these are the group. And third one, that is algae. Fourth one, protozoa. And as a fifth, what? Virus. Students, here is a fact. Students, in this fact, here is a interesting what? Bacterium. Interesting bacterium. The name of this bacterium is Thiomargae rita and Namibiensis, and it found in Namibia. Students, earlier I told you that we are not able to see the microorganism with the naked eyes, but this is the exception, and we can say it has larger size. It has a larger size among the other microorganism, and we are able to see this microorganism, this bacterium, with the naked eyes. Now students, bacteria, this is the group of microorganism, but what type of microorganism is it? This is the bacteria. If we talk the single bacteria, then we will write the bacterium. What are the characteristics of bacteria? Here that they are the simplest microorganism and are unicellular, single celled. Simplest structure they have and unicellular. Students, what do you mean by the unicellular? Unicellular means if an organism has single cell structure and that single cell perform the all functions This type of organism are called unicellular organism. Second, they are found in different shapes like the rod shapes, bacillus. Bacillus, actually this is the example, okay? This is the example. For example, the rod shape bacterium, if you see the example, the bacillus, the sphericals. Sphericals means round shape, and spiral shaped spirillus, and the coma shaped vibrio. So students, these are the characteristics of bacteria. And one more, the almost all bacteria are visible to the naked eyes. Almost all bacteria are invisible to the naked eyes. Under optimal conditions, bacteria can grow rapidly. Optimal condition means the suitable condition which required by that bacteria. Students, here we are going to see the different structure of a bacteria. In first picture, as you see, the spiral shaped bacteria, and these are the rod shaped bacteria, and this is the spherical round shaped bacteria, and this is the coma shaped bacteria, and this is the Chlamydomonas. These are Chlamydomonas, and this is Spirogyra. Okay, let me zoom these pictures. Students, are you able to see the structure of these different type of bacteria? Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra. Yes. So in bacteria we have discussed that single cell structure, and they are present in different what structure. Yes. So now the different type of microorganism is here. What? Algae. Algae is also a microorganism. The characteristics of algae are what? They are simple plant like organism. Yeah, if you will see the algae, then you will think that it's a type, it's a totally and mostly it look like the plant, and some of them are unicellular like the Chlamydomonas. Okay, actually Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra, these are example of algae, not the bacteria, students. And these were the spiral shaped bacteria and the rod shaped bacteria, spherical shaped bacteria, and coma shaped bacteria. These were the examples of a bacteria. So the unicellular like the Chlamydomonas, while the some other are multicellular like the Spirogyra. In third one, they are found in water. Algae are present in what? Aquatic region. And aquatic region means in water. They possess chlorophyll and can prepare their own food. Students, like the green plants, they can synthesize their own food because they have presence of chlorophyll. That's why they can prepare their own food. And the example of algae are what? The Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra. And the third type of microorganisms are what? Protozoa. In protozoa, the singular, if we talk about the protozoa, then we will say protozoan. They are unicellular microorganism which cannot prepare their own food. Like the bacteria, the protozoa also unicellular and which cannot prepare their own food. They cannot prepare their own food. Why they cannot prepare? Because they do not have what? Chlorophyll. And they are heterotrophs. For example, the amoeba, paramecium, plasmodium, and the trypanosoma. So have you heard the name of amoeba, paramecium, plasmodium, trypanomona, monosoma? So these are also microorganism, students. But what type of microorganism are these? These are protozoa type. Okay, so here the pictures of a protozoa. Students, the irregular shape of amoeba is present here. In this picture you can see the amoeba, and these are the paramecium. Actually the structure of paramecium is like a shoes, okay, and flagella like structure, and amoeba has the irregular shape, pseudopodias, false feet. Yeah. So protozoa. After protozoa, students, the fourth type of microorganism are what? Fungi. Students, four type of microorganism are called fungi. If we write the singular, then we will write fungus. Fungus. They are plant-like organism which are mostly saprophytes, while some are parasites. Students, let me tell you the mean of saprophytes and the parasites. Students, if there are some organism and which depend on the dead and decaying matter, okay, dead and decaying matter means what? Let's take example of yeast. Okay, yeast is a type of fungi. It will grow on the dead and decaying matter. For example, this is the dead and decaying matter, and on that matter, that yeast will secrete some digestive juices, and that waste substance will be convert into the what? Digestible form. Okay, then the nutrition will be absorbed by yeast. So dead and decaying, from dead and decaying matter, fungi take their nutrition. And the parasite means the organism which take its food from a living body. Have you heard the name of parasite and the host? Like this. They may be unicellular yeast or multicellular mushroom. Yes, the fungi is also contain the different types. Like the unicellular means single cell structure. Yeast is type of unicellular, and the mushroom is type of multicellular fungi. Friends, these are the pictures of yeast, and this is the picture of mushroom. Have you seen such a structure in your field? Okay, cow dung. On the cow dung, I hope you have seen, because you belong to most of the students of our school belong to the village. Yeah. So students, in next